Players of experience over the summer, and to be destroyed like this, you're going to have to look in the mirror and do something.
Okay, we've got much to discuss. Let's have a look at what it means in terms of the table, because the game in this group between Olympiacos and Red Star Belgrade, it's still going, so this is as it stands, but you can see that Red Star Belgrade have come from behind in that game to lead. So the pressure is on. Red Star are currently 3-1 up, and the next two games for Tottenham are against Red Star Belgrade. They'll have to win those, but they're still in a position where qualification could be achieved. Remember last season, of course, I think they lost their first three games against Bruges at half-time, but came back to get a point. Paris Saint-Germain beat Galatasaray. Icardi with the only goal of the game. Red Star Belgrade, the other side in Tottenham and Bayern Munich's group, came from one down to beat Olympiacos 3-1. Shakhtar Donetsk won in the 95th minute earlier on today. 2 goals for Manchester City, beating Dynamo Zagreb. Sterling and Phil Foden, the goal scorers in that one. Emphatic victory for Juventus. Ronaldo scoring the third of those 3 goals for them against Leverkusen, and Atletico Madrid won away from home at Lokomotiv Moscow. You can see every goal and every talking point from tonight's Champions League matches with Matt Smith in about half an hour's time. Matt?
Thanks, Gary. Much to discuss with Michael Owen in half an hour or so. More goals than agendas for Mopo and Spurs, as you well know by now. What about the Desmond for Zizou at the Bernabeu? Not enough, one would think. And for Pep and City, lots of huff and puff against Dinamo Zagreb, but difficult to blow the Croatian house down. It's all in about half an hour.
I still can't believe quite what I've seen this evening.
Crazy. Pochettino didn't react to that because it makes it so easy to beat the press for a man in a red shirt today. For us, it was glaring to see.
It's happening time and time again down the flanks, and it wasn't addressed early enough.
2 Bayern goals in that first half. 2 exquisite finishes. They played some sumptuous football at times.
Top class. The goals from, first of all, that was a feature. Running in behind, that was a big one as well. It's just too easy there. But the finish, this touch from Kimmich, set, chop, and whip, it meant every bit of that. It's an absolutely brilliant goal. The goals in the first half, that is...
Any chance to keep it all?
0%.
Yes.
I don't think so. It's just too good. It's precision. What's a flick from Lewandowski? That's our PlayStation. And look how many bodies Bayern had there. Tottenham kept turning over the ball. How about this for a finish? Bang.
You can analyse Tottenham's deficiencies as much as you like, but sometimes you just got to enjoy the football. At Munich tonight, Bayern were just electric. It was a devastating finishing.
I keep saying it, but this is a team in transition that people were saying they've lost all their big players. They're not the same. And they've shown everyone they better wake up.
I think at the start of the season, not too many people have tipped Bayern Munich for the Champions League final or winning it this season. I think that might have changed this evening.
Well, they've put a marker down, definitely, to come away to a stadium like this with a team that finished with a Champions League finalist last year and destroy them like this. Wow.
Is Serge Gnabry better than we thought he was?
Yes.
Or certainly better than West Brom and perhaps Arsenal.
I think the German manager said the other day he's one of the first names on the team sheet for the German national team. And that's the level he's played at for last season. And we saw it tonight. He just blew everyone away. It's running off the ball. That's what they did brilliantly. They played 1 and 2 touches. They've gone behind Spurs all game. And how about this? Just runs at the defenders, leaves them for dead. And the finishing was exquisite.
He destroyed Aurier. Look at Aurier diving in.
Why is he diving in though? I just don't understand. He's got to stay on his feet.
He does make mistakes.
As a defender, I feel that sometimes when you're cheating yourself, you don't want to run back. Aurier is quick enough to run back and get goal side because he's very, very sharp. But he dives in and he makes Serge Gnabry's mind up there. This is typical of the game.
How many
today.
of these mistakes did Tottenham make?
A lot.
In possessions. You can't do it. Look at the Bayern there. Pounce.
I know everyone looks at Winks there, but if you look at Aurier's position in that sequence there, I mean, he's running ahead of the ball when the ball's just turned over. I mean, it's almost comical, but again, clinical finishing from this guy.
I think Aurier's been left exposed 1v1 a lot today.
He's not someone you want to leave exposed.
He has to do better. Has to.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Like juxtaposition of enjoying the magical football of Bayern Munich, but at the same time, some of the football from Tottenham is lamentable.
I think at this level, to lose 7-2 with the squad that they have in this stadium, It's just not acceptable. They're too good to go down. I know Bayern played absolutely brilliant, but you can't afford to lose. At some point, you got to shut up shop, be tight, and they never did that. Actually, and Ndombele went off and they fell apart. Yeah. They literally did.
We all thought that was a strange
he must be injured. I think he's the one who was probing in the first half. And there was other players on the pitch who I thought like Dele probably could have come off before him, where it would have been a straight swap with him and Eriksen maybe. But
Tottenham got themselves slightly back into the game with a penalty, of course. First and foremost, did we think it was a penalty?
Yeah, it was a penalty for me. Rose gets there first, and there's contact. Yeah. So I think in that situation, it's whoever gets the ball first.
Yeah.
And Rose gets his foot to it, and he's touched. So a definite penalty, and there's no better penalty taker for me in world football, I'd say, than Harry Kane.
He rips him in at the moment, doesn't he? Keeper goes the right way and still has no chance.
I think there was hope, and I think the manager thought there was hope there. Hence the substitutions.
Eriksen
positive substitutions.
Eriksen, they were positive, but you can say they're positive or they're naive. It was they were so good attacking Bayern, and it left a lot of holes, and that was exploited.
I mean, the last 15 minutes, if you're a Tottenham fan, must have been pretty hard to watch.
Well, especially if you got to a Champions League final last season, that didn't look like a team that had been there in the final. They just fell apart, and I think at this level, can't happen, shouldn't happen. You know, at some point you have to shut up shop. But Bayern.
Yeah, Gnabry again, his hat-trick in I think it was about the 83rd minute that they actually scored their 5th goal.
This is great. This is the movement here to get on the ball. Again,
first
Aurier.
touch. Wow.
I'm not quite sure where Aurier's kind of.
But the first touch, the second touch, and then the finish was just beautiful to see. And the way he slides it past Lloris. But look at the movement in off the side. He doesn't have to do too much to be fair, but he runs from out to in. It's just beautiful wing play. The way that they must be coaching these young guys, Gnabry and
gone into the lead in a lot of matches this season and then capitulated. And I thought today they could set a marker down. I thought Dele Alli could have had a good game and set his season alight, but I mean it's worked in completely the opposite manner. I mean it's a huge crushing blow to them, and they will suffer. Hopefully not, but hopefully that they will suffer a hangover from this.
So the problem is no matter how they start a game now, they go a goal up in a game. Normally that gives confidence and that spreads through a team when you get a goal and through the stadium, especially at home. But now they're going a goal up and you just feel a bit of tension come through the place because they've given up 2-goal leads countless times this season, and they've lost games from that or drawn games. They're dropping points, and so that to change that they need a big result. And I agree with Crouchy. Tonight was a great chance to put that marker down, but they've fouled that miserably.
What do they do at the weekend? What's the mental?
One thing I would say is I hope they don't play out from the back, because today they got caught 4 times. And at times you want to play, but Bayern played safe. Neuer, every time he touched it, he had an option on. I think at times Tottenham were trying to play, and it wasn't really on. So I think if you're Tottenham, maybe the 2 up the pitch. Maybe they needed 1 more midfield, so they had a different angle or the out ball or somewhere. It didn't look like the out ball was on.
Got to protect the fullbacks more.
Well, they need because they had the 2 up. I felt sorry for the fullbacks because they literally had 1v1 against 2 of the best athletes probably in the Champions League. So it's I don't think they'll be as confident playing out from the back on the weekend.
I've just had a little word in my rather large ear that Spurs are currently still in a meeting, and it could go on for some time, as you would expect after something like that.
Yeah, it's surprising. You can't get beat 7 at home. I don't care who it's against. Bayern Munich or whoever. You can't get beat 7. And I mean these are top players, international players, and you can't.
It's a time to get together, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've all been there. We got beat United 6-1 at home to Man City, our arch rivals. That feeling is a horrendous feeling, and as a player, all you want is a game to come around. You'll have a game tomorrow. You take that to be able to get that feeling and wash it. It won't go away completely, but you get the opportunity to go out there and put on a performance and get a result to revitalise not only your team and the staff, but the fans as well.
You need the characters amongst the players at this point, don't you? You need to perhaps go back to your go-to players.
But people have been questioning the character right from the start of the season. Questioning players that wanted to go away, the Eriksens, the Vertonghen's, and people not signing contracts. And a result like this is only going to ask more questions.
Yeah. It wasn't. It was. You could have seen the signs towards the end of the last season. I know they made the Champions League final, but there were signs that their form was starting to dip at that stage.
Yeah, maybe their away form has been a disaster. They've been making mistakes in the build-up. So I think there is issues, but they're still what, 3 points off fourth place.
Yeah.
You know, so I know it hasn't been the best start of the season, but they've had some injuries. But today is the biggest blow in a very, very long time, because I know Bayern Munich is a really good side, but Tottenham are much better than that. And if you're a team that good, you can't make that many mistakes in the build-up But to be fair, Bayern were pretty clinical.
Yeah, Bayern were clinical. Bayern were brilliant. Bad night for Tottenham. We'll try and pull Maurizio Pochettino out of the dressing room where he's in crisis talks with his players, of course. It's been a tough night for the Tottenham Hotspur manager and for their supporters.